from today, we should know who Republicans and DFL have endorsed as their candidate for governor. The GOP Republican convention is in Duluth and the DFL gathering is in Rochester. Both conventions start this coming Friday. The person who wins at the endorsing convention is generally the candidate who's on the ballot in November. But when it comes to the Minnesota governor's race this year, anything goes. Here now to help us sort out these conventions and other political news, Professor Larry Jacobs at the Humphrey School. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good to be with you.
All right, let's talk about these endorsing conventions. Let's go to the Republican candidates running for governor. We've got pictures of them up here. The man who is by far the best known, former Governor Tim Pawlenty, isn't even going to the endorsing convention. He's skipping it. Why?
When Tim Pawlenty was working in Washington and Donald Trump was running for president, the Access Hollywood video came out, and in response, Tim Pawlenty said that Donald Trump was unfit to be president. And now
this was back in 2016.
2016. Now that we're moving ahead, and Donald Trump has really remade the Minnesota Republican Party and Republican parties all over the country in his image. There are a lot of Republicans, particularly the activists, who hold that against Tim Pawlenty, and it is intense.
So are you saying that Governor Pawlenty is not going to be there, not going for the endorsement because he's going to lose?
He would either lose or he'd be unable to create no endorsement. It's a big hurdle for him.
Governor Pawlenty is the last Republican to win statewide office in Minnesota. That goes way back to 2006. He's taking it to the primary. Can he win the primary against presumably Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Johnson, who is the favorite to win this endorsement?
Probably. Tim Pawlenty is going to have just bucket loads of money. Jeff Johnson won't. Tim Pawlenty is almost universally known in the state. He still has support in the Republican Party. But my hunch is he's going to have to work harder for it than he's expecting because of this barrier, this opposition among Republicans who support Donald Trump.
Okay, and you're also saying it's possible there may be no endorsement because those lesser-known candidates could get as much as 20% each. Exactly.
This has been a surprising development over the last few weeks. We've seen the candidacy of Mary Giuliani Stevens, second term mayor in Woodbury, and Naval Reservist Philip Parrish. Their candidacies have picked up some steam. It's possible there'll be no endorsement. Also, Tim Pawlenty probably has about 10, maybe 15% of the delegates who are loyal to him, and they're going to probably maneuver them to bring about a no endorsement if they can pull it off.
All right, let's talk about the Democrats, because you also say it's possible there may not be an endorsement here. All three of them are going for this endorsement. Congressman Walz, Representative Aaron Murphy, and State Auditor Rebecca Otto.
Well, certainly Walz is the front runner. He's got money, he's got momentum, he's got endorsements. But again, the last few weeks, month, we've seen both Aaron Murphy pick up some very significant labor endorsements, and she's got some momentum behind her, and Rebecca Otto has got the enthusiasm of the hardcore progressives within the DFL. It looks as if maybe Walz has plateaued a bit. Mid 40% is what I'm hearing in terms of the delegate count. Can he get to that 60% level that's required? Big question people have going down to Rochester.
And if there's no endorsement at this convention as well, suddenly you've got that August 14th primary that's a sleeper most of the time that could have big contests for governor on both sides. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. We could be looking at one of the most contested set of primary battles for governor than we've seen in years.
All right, let's talk quickly about the Minnesota legislative session. By all accounts, an epic fail. Who is going to get the blame when voters go to the polls in November?
Probably neither of the parties. And the reason is there hasn't been a huge government shutdown as we've seen in the past, so it's not in the front of mind of voters. Also, there are going to be tremendous races with a lot of money, a lot of attention for governor, for 2 U.S. Senate races. We've got 8 congressional races, with half of them perhaps being quite competitive. The attention on the state legislature, and particularly the House, which is up for election, may not be as focused.
All right. Well, Professor Larry Jacobs, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good to be with you.
All right.